Sushka. I think we got him. Well, welcome back to Forest Firearms, everybody. I'm Ivan, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Russian 1P29 or the UPO-1 scope. So this is a very interesting optic, guys. The thing that is so weird about it is the reticle is number one. But in the 80s, the Russians copied a optic from the British called the Trilux, and it had a very similar system. Oh, sorry, I'm out of breath, guys. But this is how the Russians adopted it for their use, and you'll see it today with forces in Ukraine, all throughout the Eastern European countries, and Spetsnaz people have been using it since the 1980s, and it's a weird beast. So let's take a look at it, guys. Here's some of the markings. As you can see, it says UPO-1 1-1. This is a civilian model that's sold by Kalinka Optics online. Basically, the only difference between a civilian model and a military model is it would be a 1P29, I believe, is what the actual designation would be. But it's a weird optic because it's all in Russian, as you guys can see, and it's definitely a weird beast. Inside of the little pouch here, it'll come with a belt pouch that they could carry them in, a instruction manual, all in Russian, and, see if I can get it out, a little sight adjustment tool. It has a couple different sizes of flathead, and this little tool for more adjustments. Put it all in there again. As you can see, it has some Velcro that you fold up on, close it up, and then you can latch it. So as you guys can see from this optic, it's pretty high. Now, there's a couple different reasons for that. Number one, the Russians tend to shoot with more of a cheek weld versus a chin weld like an American. But also, since it's so high, you can look underneath the sight and see your irons. So it helps you have if you're gonna have an optic, it helps you be able to shoot up close also. Here's your adjustments. You have 4, 5, all the way up to 1,000. And it also has a tritium bulb inside, so in low light you can see. Also, there's these ballistic cams that you can replace for different weapons. I'm not sure what this says in Russian. If you Russian viewers can help me out, but it seems to be okay for the ranges that I'm shooting my AK at. So let's take a look at the reticle, guys, because it's definitely weird. Got to switch mags real quick. Okay. So let's come over here, Thomas, and we'll see if I can get this figured out real quick. So, as you guys can see, there's definitely a weird optic. You have almost like this. 1 second, let me get the weight off this a little better. Let's come up here. See if I can set the rifle down. Okay, guys. So, now that's stable, you can see that it's got that triangle kind of icicle shape. And in the right side, there is, it's kind of hard to see in this light, but you have dashes with different ranges on it, and you can line it up with the average sight of a man, and you can kind of gauge how far he is. With this kind of a sight, sorry, I gotta get the dark figured out one more time. It's kind of hard to put a phone onto an optic. There we go. You're supposed to put the tip of the icicle on his belt, and it should hit him anywhere from the groin to the chest or the head, anywhere from 400 meters. So let's see, I haven't tried this yet, guys, but let's see if we can make a hit through the phone. Oh, we did, we hit. Let's see if I can hold it a little tighter and do it again. Okay guys, we had a little camera malfunction, but we are right back to it. Missed there. It's kind of hard to hold this thing, guys. So as you guys can see, I'm shooting kind of a long ways, and you can kind of see the target down there. We're probably about 100 yards. But under these shooting conditions, I found under recoil, this is pretty quick. And it's of course kicking a little more because I have to hold it away from myself a little bit so I can get the video in. But definitely an interesting optic, guys. See if I can get it to line back up again. There we go. And see if we can net on a hit. Okay guys, well, that's a little bit of a quick look at this Russian optic. It's a different optic. It isn't that cheap, but it's not that expensive as optics go. But I'm telling you guys, I'm liking it quite a bit. And you guys probably seen me slide it on earlier in the video before we had to cut it. But this is how these Russian optic rails work. Comes right off, see that? Slides on the side, put the little hook on there till it stops. Throw the lever over, push it, and it's locked on there, and it holds zero, which I found a lot of people would wonder if it holds zero, but for combat shooting purposes, it still holds zero. So it's a really sweet system, a quick system, different than a lot of Western optic systems and different than a lot of Western styles of using weapons. But I found, since I kind of like the Soviet weaponry, it's kind of a cool way to do it, and it's also fun at the same time. So I'll finish off this mag, and we'll see you next time on Forest Firearms. There it is. Catch you next time.